Let's talk about what's going on with Roy Moore. And I guess the way I would summarize it is things are not going well for Roy Moore. Now, in the wake of multiple sexual assault allegations against him by teenagers, the Republican National Committee has completely pulled out of Roy Moore, or I guess better said, they've pulled support for their campaign. Pat is not liking some of the phraseology I'm using here. They've pulled their support for their campaign. Get your minds out of the gutter. The joint fundraising agreement that they had with Roy Moore, sort of similar to the Hillary Clinton agreement with the DNC. In fact, they are canceling that agreement. They are canceling their field program to help Roy Moore out before the special election scheduled for December 12th. They are basically done putting any money into Roy Moore's campaign. And then every senator who had endorsed Roy Moore, except for Rand Paul, has also pulled their endorsements, including even depraved, degenerate Ted Cruz says, I am no longer endorsing Roy Moore. Only Rand Paul has yet to rescind his endorsement of Roy Moore. We don't know if it's because he's got the broken ribs and is just not dealing with politics. Not really true because he's been tweeting about other stuff. We don't know. Here is Ted Cruz's statement. These allegations are deeply concerning. We've now seen multiple, even when I read it in my voice, I'm hearing it in Ted Cruz's weird nasally voice.
Oh, that's not good.
We've now seen multiple serious allegations of criminal conduct. One of two things should happen. If these allegations are true, Judge Moore should drop out now, today. The people of Alabama deserve to have the option of voting for a strong conservative who has not committed criminal conduct. Or two, if these allegations are not true, then Judge Moore needs to come forward with strong, persuasive rebuttal demonstrating that they are untrue. As it stands tonight, the people of Alabama are faced with an untenable choice, and so it is my hope one of these two options will occur very, very quickly. Going on to say, I am not able to urge the people of Alabama to support his candidacy so long as these allegations remain unrefuted. Both last week and this week, there are serious charges of criminal conduct that, if true, not only make him unfit to serve in the Senate, but merit criminal prosecution. Judge Moore, like any American, is entitled to present a defense. He's entitled to put forth facts demonstrating the charges are not true. But as it stands, I can't urge the people of Alabama to support a campaign in the face of these charges without serious persuasive demonstration that the charges are not true. Do not for a second think that these Republicans like Ted Cruz who are pulling their support are pulling their support because they think it is morally the right thing to do. They are doing it because they see it as the right move for self-preservation, for credibility, and for their own political careers. That is all. And at a certain point, you have to decide which side of the Keurig revolution you're on. It's basically that simple, right? You're either a latte liberal, or you're a French press communist, or you are a cappuccino conservative. I don't know what I'm talking about. But the point is, the Keurig thing is kind of a sidebar, but you do have to decide, do you want to vote for a guy in Alabama, if you were voting in this race, who has multiple credible allegations against him of child sexual assault? Or do you want to say, it doesn't matter the politics, this person does not deserve, nor should they be in the U.S. Senate? I'm wondering how this all plays into Steve Bannon's war against the establishment, pulling Jeff Sessions out of the Senate to be a troubled, compulsively lying attorney general, which frees up this seat in Alabama for an alleged serial child sex abuser to become the focal point of really damaging media coverage. But still, and this is why we can't let up, Roy Moore might win. Roy Moore might win, and that's why you need to get involved yesterday, if not right now. Phone bank, donate, knock on doors if you're in Alabama, get involved. I know that Mitch McConnell has said that if Roy Moore wins, the Senate could just choose not to seat him. I think that that is BS. I think that once, if and when Roy Moore wins, the Senate will say, well, listen, the people have spoken and we're going to allow him to serve. You need to get involved. And I am hoping that Alabamans will do the right thing here, because this could easily end up with Republican senators denouncing Moore or pulling their endorsements, Donald Trump continuing to stay silent, which he's been throughout and since returning from his Asia trip, Moore winning, and then we basically forget about the entire thing. Do not let it happen. Get involved in this race however you can, however you want to. You don't have to have money. You can phone bank here if you're not able to donate. Do it. We've got to take this seat. Okay, Doug Jones is the guy. DavidPakman.com/Reddit. Discuss it with us. We'll be back after this. Today's episode of The David Pakman Show is made possible in part by Warby Parker eyeglasses. Warby Parker recently did the right thing and ditched advertising on right-wing conspiracy website Breitbart, pulling their ads off. And you can get the free 5-day home try-on from Warby Parker. Check out their glasses. I use them when I'm not wearing contact lenses. I started with the free at-home trial. They send you 5 pairs of glasses. You see which ones you like, you send them back, and whichever one you pick, they will put your prescription into. I like this because I can actually show the glasses to other people and not have to just decide on the spot like in an eyeglass store. The eyeglass industry is controlled by very few corporations that keep the prices very, very high, even over $300 for prescription glasses. With Warby Parker, they start at just $95. Mine costs that, including lenses. And for every pair sold, they give a pair to someone in need. So to try the 5 pairs and support the David Pakman Show, go to warbyparkertrial.com/TDPS.